Conventions of the zombie horror genre in Survival Instinct, produced by Dark Cloud Productions. In order to make a zombie horror piece, our group researched key conventions of the genre. This is because the conventions are what portrays to the audience which genre the text is about. Conventions are the universally agreed way of representing a subject and is genre related. For example, it is conventional to use low-key lighting in the horror genre because of the connotations of dark, uncertainty and danger. From our research, we concluded that conventions are conveyed by three main areas: mise-en-scène, narrative, and characters. All these areas can be manipulated in order to show the audience that the media text is of a horror genre. Mise-en-scène is the art of what's in the scene. For example, it consists of hair and makeup, setting, body language and facial expression, props and costumes plus lighting. In our piece, all of these aspects were used to conform to the conventions of the genre. For example, during the piece, David, the main character, encounters a zombie outside his house. The zombie character has had makeup done in order to look as if he has an open wound on his face. He is also dressed in rough clothing and has a vacant stare on his face. All of these are conventions of the horror genre because the zombies are being represented as dead. The open wounds are typically conventional as it is a visual way of showing the gore and horror that the genre presents. There are many examples of the type of zombie with the makeup, but production companies have done it to a professional extent with paid artists. We did our best with latex, makeup, fake blood and a YouTube tutorial. Secondly, the setting of the house and the costume of the main character are all to connote an equilibrium in the opening sequence of the piece. This links to the narrative and is used to give a key contrast between the apocalyptic world of the zombies and the character's body language and expression, which connotes he is a rational protagonist, which is key to relate to the audience and show the depth of his situation. Also, the cinematography used to portray these shots is important. These examples of shots establish the setting and present the convention of isolation to the audience. This is shown when David walks through the house and no one is home. Examples of this convention is in I Am Legend, when Will Smith's character is alone in the city and is presented as by himself in the world. Narrative is also important because there are codes and conventions of the zombie genre. We believe we have conformed to the stereotypical narrative of the safe zone. This is a place portrayed in movies as the safe haven from the apocalypse. A key example of this is in World War Z when they reach the aircraft carrier. Finally, the representation of the character can be typical or atypical of the convention. In our piece, we believe we have conformed to a few of the conventions, but our character is also atypical. For example, our character uses the weapon prop, a key convention of the genre, in order to connote violence, to show his brutal killing skills in the final scene. This shows him to be the strong silent type, which conforms to the genre's perception of males. For example, Will Smith's character in I Am Legend. But also, we believe it is an atypical character due to the lack of visual aspects. Our character can be portrayed as geeky with his smartphone and slimmer physique. This is because we drew inspiration from the character of Columbus in Zombieland.